be with you. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Let's go too high.
Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome back to those that were joining me for the FM series, but welcome to the press conference reaction show. I'm, of course, your host, the Governor. This is Talking Town and FCA finalist presentation. We're looking forward to really, this is the show, for those that maybe haven't seen it before. If you have seen it, this is a little recap, the show that takes Cookie's press conference quotes, and I put it to hard truth. Next week, it'll be Rich and somebody else. But this week, it is hard truth, picking apart what Cookie says. I asked them for their opinion, for their spin, for their take. And of course, your take as well via the live chat. Do not forget, super chats are read out within reason. All are read out within reason. And I do interrupt anybody. So if you don't want to hear Cruncher, just super chat when he's on, and I'll just cut straight across him. Not a problem. Good evening, Eddie Spaghetti. The GOAT is in the room. Lee Brown's in the room. Rabbit Man is in the room. Loving this little live active chat. This is really good. Of course, one of our owners is in Suffolk. The news is out. Brett Johnson has made the trip across the Atlantic. He is in Suffolk. He's in the UK time. And we're looking forward to welcoming him to Portman Road tomorrow. Colin Plum, thank you, Brett Johnson, for all you have done. You are a lovely, humble, fantastic person. I'm so glad you are our owner. Well, that should be one of our owners. But thank you, the GOAT. From the GOAT to the GOAT, I think is what Colin really is trying to say there. Absolutely. Tractor Boy Botswana. Hello, fellow Ipsonians. Tractor Boy Botswana, you're also lucky. You can just rock up to FPR and lap up the excitement. So jealous. Well, this week, I am with you, Tractor Boy Botswana. I am incredibly jealous because sadly tomorrow I will not be at Portman Road. I have to play dad. The wife is still not very well, so I have to look after my 19-month-old son. I will be playing dad to him, playing dad to this one over here, and listening from home. We're going to do a match day show still. Hopefully, Rich, Matt, all of you Talking Town community, you'll still head to the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue, still get together, still have a good conversation before the game. We'll try and get an iPhone there to spin around and get as part of the match day coverage. But we're doing a match day show. Myself and Amy Downs will be joining me on that one. And then we'll do a halftime show. And of course, we'll do a post-game show. And I'm hoping Matt, your Richies, your Collins, the characters of Talking Town will jump in their motors and we'll have a Sky Sports sort of driving down, a Mark Goldbridge-esque driving while, relaying the thoughts in a safe way, of course. Way of doing things. Good evening, EJ, Nick Muller. Brett is such a nice guy, says Tractor Boy Botswana. Well, he must be a nice guy, Tractor Boy, because he's turned Cruncher into corporate. Look at that baby-faced assassin. Look at him. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. The owners turn up and he suddenly gets all corporate. Tomorrow he'll be there, Sir Ralph in a suit, a tie, looking like he's going to the FCAs again.
Good idea. I might wear my Phoenix cap tomorrow that Brett sent over.
Friends, Atlantic friends. Man, I hope I feel better. So do I. So do I. You don't realize how much they do until they don't do it. Eddie Spaghetti. Hello, Mark Goldbridge is great. Absolutely. Hoping to nick a few Mark Goldbridge ideas, Crunch. I want to try and get a few football documentaries reviewed.
Can I just pull Stephen Parry up? I was watching that show last night. And look, I know I'm a big Cook fan, and so is Matt. But when he said we can go unbeaten for the rest of the season, I nearly fell off the sofa.
Do you know what it reminded me of? The Man United fan that went viral once upon a time, you know, when he was about David Moyes, Andy Tate, I think his name was. And he goes, after Christmas, we're going on a title charge. I think they finished like 8th or wherever they finished. But it reminded me of him. We're going to go unbeaten to the end of the season. Lee Wilding, Rich has not changed how he has looked since he was 15.
Go to school with him. He's a good lad, Lee is.
Is he? Positivity, says Stephen Parry. Bod the nod. Brett looks genuinely excited. We should hold him captive until he signs Bond permanently. Talking of signing people, you have the power to do that because, Cruncher, talking through this wonderful, wonderful thing we've got going on right here.
Courtesy of Big Dunk.
Big Dunk.
He kindly donated that. So this runs to, I think, the 27th of October, Martin. So that will
Certainly
be next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So you can follow on all platforms, can't you?
You can enter
Facebook,
all platforms, yeah. You can
like it on Instagram. So tell your friends, because there's not a lot you get in life for free nowadays, is there? Now,
well, no.
I know I see a lot of people moaning in the chat last night about it's on the PS5, but there is a lot of people who got the PS5.
Well, I'll tell you what you could do. You could be a little cheeky. You could win it and then sell it and then buy one on the Xbox if you truly want to.
Yeah, you could do.
You know, that's what you could do. But it is for free. It's part of our town win.
Yeah, I looked in Tesco's. That's like 60 quid, that game.
It fucking is. It's expensive. I know. Only people like Matt Phillips really can sort of, you know, part with that sort of change without noticing too much.
He's flying off to Scotland, I hear.
Even then, he hides it from the missus, the receipt. You know what I mean? And tells her he wanted it in a car boot jumble sale. But yes, town win. Last time it was away day beers. Sarah Davis and Kerry won that one. This time it could be you.
Talking away day beers, I was out with my missus. We went out for dinner earlier, and she said about would Josh be doing? We went for tapas, very nice. Would he be doing like
lovely
gift packs at Christmas? So I just messaged him, and he's going to be doing gift packs at Christmas, and he's got 2 special beers that are coming out just for Christmas. Just for Christmas. So keep your eyes peeled.
I don't know how you have time for all these conversations. I'm going to be brutally honest. You got more fingers in pie than Tony Soprano had monsters.
Anyway, Brazil's best.
Brazil is best.
Not had this. Have you had this before?
I have several times. Yeah, quite a good little drop back. Ben Moore got it on Xbox, top of the league with Ipswich Bond, top goal scorer. Well, win it on PS5, and you can, you know, play on both. Lee Bayes, why can't we go and beat at the end of the season? Not impossible. And if we play like we are, get better. Then who will stop us? Right. Before we get into the nooks and crannies, here is the man that can part with 60 notes like it's a 5p piece. Matthew Phillips, the man with the statue at Chelmsford train station. You've not seen it, it's borrower size at the entrance.
I haven't got a PS5, everybody. I've got a PS4. It was a bit lumpy.
Finally, yeah, he's a bit tight as well. That's probably why he can part. But Rich, you were in last night's chat. Mike D said something about this man.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, me closer, tiny dancer. Good tune.
I thought that was brilliant when he pulled that out of the back pocket. I really did.
Oh, yeah. There he is.
Matt,
Look,
someone's behind you.
Paul Lambert in the house. He's back. He's coming to see us.
You see, now I wish I was upstairs where in the office where the wife is recuperating, because I would have the green screen here and I'd be able to bring Paul Lambert to your television screens. The first time I was back down here, I tried to do that, and I got really upset when it said.
Can I tell everyone what I text Martin today and the reply come back with? I said to him, "Why don't you bring Arthur to the game? I'll babysit while you didn't show live." And what did you say?
I said that's definitely ruled me out. I ain't trusting you with not man. No.
Have you not heard of Rich's new business, Cruncher's Creche?
He'll come back
Launching
expecting.
soon.
He'll come back expecting club merchandise like it's going out of fashion. Your kids literally are the walking catalogue.
Well, Colin, the goat, come to the party this morning. He went down there. Look, big shout. No, big shout out to Colin because it's a really special day for him tomorrow because it would have been his dad's birthday. So I'm really, really hoping tomorrow that Town can turn it on and get 3 points for him.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I am as well. I didn't know that. At all.
Yeah.
I'm even more upset I can't go. Mike the Fisherman, Cruncher's Daycare, absolutely.
With respect, Mike.
You've seen the film Daddy Daycare. Now you're going to see the film Cruncher's Daycare. Cruncher takes 12 kids and he turns them into hard men on the football field. They crunch the opposition striker.
All in Town merch.
All in Town merch, yeah, absolutely. Can you run the credit card up? Who can do it first in Ipswich Town gear? Before we go any further, I think it's only correct and fair that we do a little game to kick things off. I want to do a capture competition, courtesy of Ipswich Town FC's Twitter account. I want to know what's going on here. What is Brett obviously saying to Mark, just rolled out of bed, Ashton? Yeah, that is somebody who forgot the owner was coming and the alarm didn't go off. Bless him.
You know what he's saying? That you remember the forum we went to, Martin?
Yep.
When Mark Ashton said, if you can't make your bed in the morning, if you can't do the little things, Brett said, well, if you can't do the little things, like comb your hair, what chance have you got?
Matt, what do you think's going on here?
He's having a night on the tiles, isn't he?
Yeah.
I tell you what Brett's saying there, Cruncher. He's pointing to Louis Barry and going, who the hell is this guy?
Yep.
Louis who?
Yeah. Louis who? The documentary kid.
He's pointing.
Yeah.
Why players all wearing masks? COVID rates are high in Ipswich.
Why is Thomas Holy still here? So I thought he was pointing to Caden and saying, "Is that? Why is Caden Jackson still here? I thought he was out of contract. Oh, we extended it.
You know he's pointing. You know he's pointing at
who?
The bin, and Norwood's in it.
Well, we've got Nord later on in the show, but we've got Harry Butcher. How much for Bon again? Mike Fisherman, he's saying, "See that? That's a football, mate." Absolutely. Let us know what you feel.
Kesgrove Kitchen. Apparently, Cookie was down there having breakfast
last week.
Saturday.
He was, yes.
Have you been to Kesgrove Kitchen?
I haven't.
You know what he's saying? You know what he's saying, Matt?
What's he saying?
Blue who?
Blue who? Blue who? Who? Is there an owl? Is there an owl in the room? We've got a few more coming in before we kick into the press conference. Which one's Bon? I have to sign him.
Let's have a conversation.
Oh, hopefully so. Yeah.
yeah.
That Talking Town crew are one special gang. Let's have them full time.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
did you see Peter Reid's jacket the other night, by the way?
Yes, gangster.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Gangster. What was it like?
He's probably, it's probably what he's saying. How many voices? That manager, how many voices has he got? Lee Wilden Cook. I thought we sacked this guy. Chris Boyd. Is that Peter Reid Zimmer frame over there? Ben Moore. Who's that? Who's that twat cutting the grass? Oh, it's Lee O'Neill. Ben. Poor Lee. It's not his fault. Klaus Ruser. No, I like.
Oh, there you go.
£5 super chat. Sarah Davis. Get in. Yes, Sarah.
Well done,
we have
Sarah.
a bit of that.
Thanks a lot.
Love it. We love a bit of that. Klaus. I can't go tomorrow. Tuesday tickets for free to any Town fan. Clacton, pick them up. Goodwill. Klaus. That is epic, my man.
If Klaus is on Twitter, drop me a message and I'll retweet it. We'll get it retweeted and we'll get someone to get them tickets.
Really good.
Absolutely. While we'll leave that on the screen, also got the Prediction League running. We'll get this out of the way this early doors this week. We've got 4 games there. We are 2 Prediction League weekends away from giving away Football Manager 2022. For those that have just watched me show you that live. Macaulay Bonne, guys, Vision was 4.
Out of how many?
20.
Hey?
Really?
Yeah. I'm normally reserved. And I said, what the fuck is he? Stevie Wonder? Like 4. 4. What a... And then he turned around and put it in the top bins. But yeah, this is the Prediction League. 4 fixtures. Matt, Port Vale versus Colchester. What would you be saying for that one?
I've entered this already. I can't remember what I said on that. I think I said 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Love it. Cruncher, I know you'll be on Cambridge. Shrewsbury versus Cambridge.
I will go Shrewsbury 1, Cambridge 2.
I love it. I love it. Klaus isn't on Twitter.
He's on Facebook though.
He's on Facebook. So message
Yeah.
Crunch or message me on Facebook, and we'll get
Crunch
that
knows what we're
absolutely
doing. Yeah, on the forum.
circulated. Yeah, Chris Wright, and he scored a cracking goal in your game too. See, Chris was there, legend. He certainly did. The league table for all that care is there.
Oh,
The
God,
top
here we go.
10. The top 10 ends with Damien Knight because he's on 12 and they're all on 12. So if there's an equal points, I will include it right down to the last place. So someone like Ben Kingrich, he needs 3 right results out of the next 8, and he can get himself inside the top 10.
It's possible, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Even
What
though
about Matt Phillips? Do you reckon
we'll
he can get in the top 10?
We'll get there in a second. But even those on 3s, they just need 4 or 5 out of the next 8. Matt Phillips, he's a fucking miracle. Here he is. Look, here he is. If he gets 1 point, I'll spell his name right.
Are you sure I haven't got any points? Are you
I'm
just taking the piss?
Matt,
You've not done that every week, though, have you? You're just doing it now and again.
I'd say I've done the last 3 weeks. I'd expect to get at least maybe 1 point, right?
Well, speaking of not doing it every week, I've been wondering why you two have been so quiet in regards to the Premier League fantasy football. And last night I found out why. Because I'm in 4th place and you two are fucking nowhere.
I'm 74th. I look today.
I think Archie's about 13th.
He is. He's hot on the trail. He's hot on the trail. Adam Flatt.
Well.
Oh wait, no, I was 10th. Adam Flatt was 4th. But still, I'm 10th. Like you two, just.
I had to make a transfer today, Matt. Calvert-Lewin's out again. I see. So I've signed. Is it Odderson Edward, the Crystal Palace striker who come from Celtic?
Yeah. Good signing.
No.
Yeah, he
I'm
does.
right, him. Not done too bad at all. But yeah, pick it up, lads. I did wonder why you two were strangely quiet on that, and then I realised why.
We're not very competitive people, so we'll just leave that with you. Hey, Rich.
This is a man that spent most of last night telling me those cookie doubters, they're gonna fucking get it on Sunday. I'm telling you that much. So yeah, not competitive at all, I'll be lads. Right, into the press conference we go. But before I do, Matt, I've got to say sorry to yourself. Sorry. Because on Tuesday, you were furious with me because you were screaming in the WhatsApp group, mention Reed. I read it, I clocked it, I acknowledged it, and then I forgot it in classic Gov style. So let's pick it up there with yourself, Matt. He was there on Tuesday.
Yeah.
How much of a factor do you think he was? And what do you think he's going to bring to the party in terms of backroom stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was just it just seemed a strange coincidence to me. He wasn't there for the Cambridge 2-2. Suddenly there for Fratton Park on Tuesday night. We win 4-0 with a great performance. So I don't know. He's an ally. He's a Scouse ally for Cookie and Jeffers and Roberts. Scousers like to stick together, don't they? They're a community, unbeknownst to themselves. So I think that's there's power in numbers there. I mean, he's been round the block and then some, hasn't he, Peter Reid? So if he's helping to contribute to us climbing up the table and beating sides like Portsmouth 4-0 away from home, I'm all for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm all for it.
But what do you think, Rich? You're a coach in your own right. And we've got a few coaches in the Talking Town community. Obviously, Pep is Mike Brown. Sadly, he's not with us. But what do you think he'll be bringing? Because obviously, there's a picture during the week of Franny Jeffers and Cook in a pub. Those types of conversations that you don't see, not in the media, that they're around a pub, they're on WhatsApp. What do you think Reid can sort of bring to that?
Well, like I said last week, he's another pair of eyes, isn't he? And he's obviously sitting at a different level than Cookie. Like down on that touchline, I said, didn't I? You must miss things if you're at ground level. You've got someone up, he can see the game, because obviously watching the game like the other night, we were behind the goal. Didn't have a great view of the first half down the other end, but in the second half, it was right near us. But he's got so much experience, and he'll have a lot of contacts in the game. People might say he's been out of the game a while, which he has, but Cookie's got him in. He obviously trusts him, which is very important. He's got someone in he can rely on, and he can obviously ring him up at any time. I don't know, is he down there in the week? We don't know that. Is he just at the games? But it's a sounding board, isn't it, for him?
Absolutely,
and, I think, like I said last week, it's a no-brainer. It really is. He's not going to come cheap. I wouldn't think he'd come cheap.
No, Reid consultancy firm. I reckon the invoice for that on a Friday afternoon is pretty eye-watering. But Ben Moore, one of the Talking Town community turned, I think he turned 19 this week. So happy birthday, Ben. But did you
Birthday, Ben, yeah.
did you know 19 years ago was a Tuesday, right? Tuesday the 22nd. And can you believe it? An article was made saying Reed deal not yet done. Apparently, we were chasing Peter Reed as manager on this day 19 years ago.
Wow.
So that just sort of speaks to
after George. After
yeah,
George got the bullet.
after
Yeah.
George, before
Joe
Joe.
Rogan.
Not sure
Yeah.
what happened as to why he didn't, but it does suggest we are rather slow at negotiating. So in 20 time, we might see Charlie Austin finally arrive.
It didn't go too bad with Joe Royal, did it? Really? He
Well,
turned out.
well,
didn't get promoted though,
Great
did we?
Yeah, great times those. The
He
entertainment.
wasn't wanted, Matt. I remember when he came in, Joe Royal, because with the Norwich connections, there was a few sort of dissenting voices, and he sort of soon turned it around, didn't he?
The whole North Stand went stand up if you hate Joe Roll. Do you remember? Was that against
Yeah.
Gillingham? Was that against Gillingham?
Yeah. Back when the North Stand actually sang a song in unison.
You could say now, we were the great entertainers under Joe Royal. You could say now, with Cookie in charge, we are the great entertainers. I know the man up there in the.
Well, we're going to come to that. We're going to come to that.
He only wants 1-0 wins, and he said he'll take loads of boring 1-0 wins.
We're going to come to that. Stop jumping ahead. I've heard about your premature. Mike D. Hassan Cashlul is on his way. I finally heard. Emerson, if Raw had some money, we would have gone up. Absolutely, we would have gone. Chris Wright, we were a couple of players from promotion on the Royal. Sheepy wouldn't back him on that, and he left. Yes, we. The worst thing was Kuchi got injured. We brought in an unfit Scowcroft, and it went absolutely to the wall. From there,
not Darren Curry, wasn't it? He was really the only.
Well, can you tell me who his first money signing was? This is the double point of this one. Who was Joe Royal's first money?
We say Darren Curry, don't we? Darren Curry,
not
Chef
Darren Curry. No, Gavin Williams.
Oh,
I liked him.
Yeah,
I liked him as well, but he was a bit injury prone, wasn't he?
Yeah. Do you know where? Can you remember? Here's one for you. Where did Sheepshanks and Joe Roll decide to part ways? What was the location?
Well, I seem to remember it being over a washing bowl because it was like the washing up meeting, they called it. So I don't know. I was too young.
It was Crewe Railway Station.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah. Random. But
I
yeah, that's
really-
they met in a cafe there and said, shook hands and said, see you later. Yeah.
Wow. Ben Moore, 20. Sorry, do apologize. He was 20 and he was 24 weeks premature. He was that eager to see the town play. He said, get me out of here
What
now.
I want to know is Ben was all cook out, and in the chat last night, he was very quiet, and Colin asked him a question, are you still cook out? And he didn't answer it. So Ben...
Josh Russell, though, he stuck to his guns. Fair play to
Are
big
you
bad
still...
Josh.
You know what they are? They're your little sheep, Martin. They follow you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What speaks to Cruncher, who made a Twitter group called Cruncher's Millions. Right, okay, I'll take that. Moving on, keeping tabs on loan players. Paul Cook said it is so important that we keep tabs on the lads, young Dobra, Corey and Darber at Salford. We have them watched as much as we can, which is so important. And I think probably a week ago, I'd have spoken to all of the lads, see how they're doing, how they're finding it. If they're not doing so well, to work harder. I think it's something that's lost in the game now, and that's in terms of talking to players out on loan. So, Rich, obviously this is a platform that has spoken many times about ditching the academy. Brentford have gone the famous B team route. Keeping tabs on the loan players. How important are the young players, particularly, players like Dobra and Simpson who have perhaps come through the academy? Or is it just they're out on loan, we should reach our expectations and they're never going to be in the first team picture? They'll never be good enough. What do you think?
Lindaba and Simpson are doing really well. Will this, what's the new guy, Probert? Will this be part of his sort of...
I believe it will be, yes.
Him, wouldn't it, I would have thought.
I believe it will be.
But Dobra's... We said it before. It's a lot of loan players, when they go out, it's a bit like Louis Barry with us. It's all right for them to go out on loan, but they need to play. Dobra's hardly played at Colchester.
Made his first start during the week in front of Peaky Blinder Mark Tuxford.
Whereas Simpson's playing well, scoring goals in here at Swindon, and Darber's doing really well at Salford. And look, the thing for me is they're playing football. They might not come back to have a career at Town, but they might have a decent career in the game, Martin. And that's all. I know
Simpson's got 6 in 13,
Yeah, we do want to develop them for Town, but if that means them going to play football and having a decent career somewhere else, that's fine. The academy, that's another question, isn't it? Really, what was the young lad they signed yesterday? Pro deal.
I can't remember the name.
Manley. Joe Manley.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah,
but I think at the
Manly.
minute, with the regime we've got at the minute, I don't know what you think, Matt. You're going to have to be really outstanding to break through into the Ipswich Town first team. With the money that we've got, at the minute, we can go out and get these players that are ready-made. Where are you going to bring these lads through and see them progress?
It's good to hear that Indaba's doing well. Because we've always felt that he would be one that could maybe come through to the first team. He's had like little cameos here and there, hasn't he? Albeit in the Johnson Paints, whatever it's called, EFL Trophy, left back or whatever. But it's good to see these, because I remember you saying, mine, people like pro clubs never want our players. So it's nice to see. I'm not really counting Dobra going to Colchester because I don't think it was it's too much of a comfort move for me, that. But Indaba sort of going to Manchester, leaving behind the because, if you've ever watched the series on Sky, they're changing their training ground every other week.
And obviously Simpson at Swindon. I spoke to somebody from Swindon last night. I thought I was talking to somebody from Saturn. It was such a different dialect. We couldn't understand each other. I was trying to speak to him about some Latino birds, and I would have thought you were talking about aliens from outer space. It was mad. So yes,
I don't know who it was, Martin. I think it was in the chat either yesterday or Monday. They were on about Simpson coming back in January. Not for me. Keep him there for the season.
Yeah.
Playing week in, week out, scoring goals, and let's see when he comes back.
Why would he come back? He ain't going to get ahead of Macaulay, etc.
I vote to do an FM move. Bring him back, send him some QPR. We was part of the Bond deal. Boom. There we go.
He's got 6 in 13, because me and Rich were kind of thinking he would never make the grade as a professional. But I mean, it's good to hear. Fair play to him.
Callie's right. Southwark dialect, their dialect. It was just not a match made in heaven. So in the end, we both agreed to text each other.
That was great seeing Callie the other night, and he was giving the Pompey lot some stick. It was fucking brilliant.
He's a good lad, really. Right. Cruncher, before you move on, I just want to quickly not pull you up, but I want to quickly speak about Talking Town friend of the show, Blue Wilson, captain, obviously, of the ladies' team, ruptures her ACL. I'm gutted for her. I really am. My heart goes out to her. I know you're a big Blue fan. What do you want to say about that?
We had her on the show, didn't we, before the season started? I think she talked about don't score many goals. Then she scored, I think, was it in that game that she got injured? Might have been in that game or the next game.
The game after, she hobbled off. You're right.
That's a sickener, because that's a real, that's like the season out, and it's like she's going to be watching now. Yep. Obviously, they're doing really well, ripping it up. I think they play Southampton. Play them twice, didn't they, in quick succession? They play them in the League Cup. Yeah. So them games are the games she wants to play in, but she's young. Just got to do a rehab, and then just get back on the football pitch. But we wish her all the best, don't we? Really, it's just
used to be a career-threatening injury, didn't it? Now it's just kind of a standard injury now you can recover from. So and
it's great that she's now professional. It's really good that she's now professional. Obviously, she's a professional contract. Certain things will be taken care of, rehab, etc., etc. But I was talking to Eloise's dad pre-Cambridge Crunch, and they've got Southampton in the cup, and they're going to use that or look to use that as some sort of scouting, see what they like, see what they can do, etc. Because obviously they're really the main rivals in that division, aren't they?
And the thing is, they play each other on the last game of the season.
They do, yeah.
So that could be an absolutely massive game. I think they were hoping, because they're getting some good crowds down at Felix, though. I think I see a bit about where Joe was saying the other day. They're looking to hit 1,000. Probably.
Yeah. Not goals.
Maybe not this season, but moving on. And this is where, like, next season, they'll play some games at Portman Road, because when we get that new pitch, because I asked the question, didn't I, at the forum to Mark Ashton, and at the minute the pitch isn't up to the standard that they want, so they'll get that new Deso pitch. I think next season there'll be more than one game at Portman Road, and that'll bring a lot more fans in, because at the minute people think, Felix Stowe, I don't really want to go there, Portman Road, I think a lot of people say, right, I'll have a bit of that.
They want to get them on before the game. You know what I mean? Like they want to sort of get you in the stadium early doors, get a game done, then get them off the pitch, get the men's team on the pitch to warm up, and just make Portman Road this place to be on a Saturday. Open it up the outside, let you in and out. Make it a bit like American, really. That fan zone ring, if you like. But that will come. Got lead barriers. We're so good to see. It's got 4-0 written all over his face when we on 4-0. Chris Robinson. Apparently, Simpson still looks very raw at Swindon, despite a few goals, nowhere near ready for playing. Callie, I'm going to see the women's team away at Oxford. Good man. Speaking of Callie, obviously friends with a big Toto, Matt. Cookie had some words for Toto today. He said, Toto's probably, in my opinion, without doubt, one of the best 2 or 3 centre halves for defending in the division. There's none better than him. He's an absolute athlete. He's a beast of a lad, and 1v1 is nearly unplayable. If he can fix his mindset on achieving those goals on a pitch and perform like he did on Tuesday on a regular basis, and that turn, by the way, when he stood on the ball, this is me saying it now, fucking sublime. The reality is he'll be an outstanding player for us because he did himself, did the opposition, and did all of us. So long may it continue. So Matthew, you have been one of Toto's biggest critics, it is fair to say. How did you see his performance on Tuesday? And what do you make of Cookie's comments? 2 or 3 best in the division.
He's certainly an athlete and brings some physicality. I can't deny that. But we also can't deny the fact he's prone to massive errors.
It's true.
I mean, what was it last season? 3 or 4 pens on the trot.
Sunderland.
What I don't like about, I do like Toto. And me and Rich did say if we'd had to vote in a Player of the Year last year, he probably would have got my vote, which is hilarious considering how critical I've been of him. But I don't like unpredictability in defence. You know what I mean? I want a Butcher, I want an Osman, I want a Burley, I want a Mills. I just want people that are kind of like straight as narrow down the middle. And Toto, for all what he brings, and I do like the physicality and that presence he does bring. At the same time, you just mentioned it there, he stood on the ball in front of the goal.
He sent the forward for a burger in a stands, though. Let's be honest. Bloke was done.
But when he was having that run of form last year, it was great to see. I don't wish him any ill. I want to see him doing well when he pulls on a Town shirt. But he is unpredictable, and that's what just makes me nervous about him.
Yeah, and obviously Cookie there mentioned his mindset, Rich. Mindset, unpredictability, mistakes. Is that what really Cookie's trying to say there with the mindset? Do you feel?
If we look at him at last season, I agree with Matt there. He had a decent season, didn't he, really?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And Cookie had him at Accrington, didn't he? So he knows him. And Callie said before, Cookie likes him, Cookie trusts him. So it was nice to see the other night. Toto is unpredictable, but I thought he had a decent game. He had a couple of passes early on, but after that, he got his head down. And he's a solid defender in this league, We do have to remember, we are in League One. We're not. This isn't the Premier League we're talking about. He had a good season at Shrewsbury, what we signed him on the back of. So he's proved that he can play in this league. And to be honest with you, Cameron Burgess, he was out of form, wasn't he, Martin? We see at Cambridge. That wasn't the only game he was poor. He was poor against Bolton, I know he hadn't played with Edmondson. The game against Shrewsbury, there was a couple of times when that Cosgrove come on. I think he got a yellow card, didn't he? He sort of got the wrong side of him. So I think, Burgess, we paid some money for him. I think long term, he probably will come back in the team. But at the minute, Toto's got the shirt. And if us three had sat here at the start of the season and we'd have had Toto playing centre half and we'd had Danassian playing right back, we'd have all probably thought we're going mad. But Jano has proved playing week in, week out, and he's getting better and better. And he's got the trust from the manager now, knowing that he'll play the next week. And that's what you want as a footballer, If you know that you're playing the next game, that's got to give you a massive lift, isn't it? If you know, if you think you're coming in for two or three games, then you're going to be back on the bench, then you're probably thinking, oh, shit, I don't want to make a mistake here. But if you're confident, like tomorrow, Toto, we're playing Fleetwood, we should keep another clean sheet there. And then he goes into the next game at Plymouth and then the next game at Wickham. And then he knows that he's playing back-to-back games and then his confidence will grow. And hopefully that he'll show us what he's capable of because he can defend.
Yeah, he can. And to be fair to Burgess, even though he's moved into the same division, right? He's gone from Accrington to Ipswich. That is a massive culture change for him. He's not a robot, is he? He's gone from a small club at Accrington, and we like Accrington and we respect them. But it's totally different world at Ipswich Town.
You're correct there, Matt. Saying they're not robot. At the end of the day, we have to remember, and I think a lot of people forget that they're human beings. At the end of the day, he's moved down this way.
Yep.
I know he's been here a while, but he's got to bring his family down, settle in the area, and it takes time, and it does.
So same with Fleetwood. We just mentioned Salford. They don't have the same changing ground week to week.
Absolutely.
He's come to Portman Road where everything's on a plate and everything's great and the world of expectation is on your shoulders.
Lee Bayliss, if we turn it on tomorrow, we could equal or beat Donny's score. That really make league sit up. Stephen Parry, we always said we need a blend in this league. Starring defender. Jason Clayton. Toto is just not consistent. So I think what Cookie was saying there with the mindset. If you can show some, he could be a great defender. Mark Dowling, welcome, Mark. Simple, just be a consistent, and we're knocking on the championship door this season. Consistency is the key. Callie, to the untrained eye, he stopped on the ball. The reality is he channeled his inner Ronaldinho. I loved it. I thought he did everybody every single which way. Might be. He should have won Player of the Year.
Alex Griffin in the house.
Alex Griffin, yeah. Welcome in, Alex. Anyone will do for me. And Colin Plum, I like Burgess totally. Well, sticking on Enciala, Rich, and you mentioned it earlier at the start of the show in regards to style or substance. Enciala says 3 points all that matters. Toto said we have to. It's a game that we really have to get something out of, and 3 points would be massive, especially coming on the back of our win at Portsmouth. It would make for a far better week. If we don't beat Fleetwood, the win at Portsmouth won't look so big. We want a good run of results, a good amount of points, and to get up the table close to where we want to be. We really need to start pushing on now. Now, you know, and I've made no secret of this, I'm sick to death of League One, well and truly. And I would sell a body part or me grand to get out of this division at all costs. I don't care what it takes. So do you agree with Toto here, Rich, that the Pompey result isn't as big, doesn't really count if we don't get a win tomorrow? And do you value 3 points over entertainment? Or is it for yourself, you want to win? Yeah, of course you do. But, you know, drawing 3-3 or losing 4-3, hey, it's goals. C'est la vie.
Look, we all want entertainment, but wasn't it just touching on the 2 away games? I think we both said if we took 4 points there, we would be happy. But wasn't it so Ipswich to do it the other way round? Because I think most people out there probably thought we go to Cambridge and win if we go to Pompey. But look,
2-0 up, it is frustrating because it should be 6 points from 6. It should.
Yeah, I get that. But we're moving on now. But if we rewind a few years ago, we were sick and tired of Mick McCarthy's football. You know?
That was a league above, though.
Now, look what he's doing at Cardiff. He's doing exactly the same. He's playing 5 centre-halves. He's playing Mark McGuinness as a
right wing back.
So
he's not even been there a year yet.
Tomorrow at 5-5, when we come out of that ground, it's all about the victory, innit? And I know we want to come out of that ground. We want to be entertained. And personally, I have this season, look, scoring goals for fun, 27 goals. We're leading scorers in the top 4 divisions with Fulham.
But if you don't come out with 3
points. It is an entertainment business, Martin, at the end of the day, because fans do pay a lot of money.
Well,
you know, it's not cheap.
Yeah. No,
it's not cheap. Some of the seats in Portman Road over 30 quid, and we're in League One. So
his seat is fucking cheap. No one wants his one, trust me. The view he's got.
Corner flag, isn't it?
The view he's got. Corner flag only half a pitch.
But if we come out the ground tomorrow and we've not played that well and we've won 1-0, we'll be delighted, won't we? Because it'll be another 3 points. We'll probably be in the top half of the division. We'll be looking up, not looking down. And that is, at the end of the day, I do get where you're coming from because wins are going to get us up the table. We do want to play well. If we win 2 or 3-0 tomorrow, fair enough. And if we're entertained, great. But you just want to win football matches. And that is what the manager is judged on at the end of the day.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I get your point. I take it. But as I say, I'd sell a body part to get out of this league. I'm so sick of the death of playing Fleetwood and bloody Accrington and Stanley. You know, it was nice for a year.
Tomorrow. I messaged Nappers earlier. How many? He's finishing work at 1, Matt. He's leaving at 7 in the morning. I said, how many are you bringing? He said, about 100. And you think, fuck me.
Fair play to him.
Yeah, look, 100% credit to whoever's coming down tomorrow. That's a long old trip.
Pardon the pun, but they've been on a journey, haven't they? Non-league into League One. That's a hell of a ride, isn't it?
Yeah, that's lovely. But I'm fucking sick of it. I want to get out of this league now.
Well, it's their triumph meeting our underachievement, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the middle. That's the problem.
You know, it was so nice playing AFC Wimbledon for the first time. Like, it was, look at this little club. Now I'm just sick of the back teeth of them. I'm going to be brutally honest.
But they're on merit, though. That's the problem.
I know. And I know what Richard says about Mick McCarthy. It's very true. But that was a league above with a team that we all felt could perform better. Like, this is now let's get out of this division. Then we'll care, in my opinion, then we'll care about substance. But I take your point. Halfway through the show, let's have a word from somebody who will deliver you to the stadium in style, will deliver you on time. I can't be blamed if they don't, will deliver you in the perfect way. And you can go
Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk.
That's cheap as chips, as David Dickinson would say. Let's be brutally honest. And you haven't got to sit in a traffic jam behind his diesel guzzling motor. Probably.
Make sure you wear a mask if you're on the bus, because COVID rates in Ipswich are going through the roof. Everybody,
just like the football team on the rise.
I was just seeing Colin in the chat there. He's what did he say about aiming for the top 2 still?
Firstly, top 6, but we can still make top 2. 100%.
I know you touched on it last night. Do you think, Matt, we can still make the top 2?
Yeah, 100% we can.
Matt Phillips was done with Paul Cook about 3 weeks ago. He'll change his mind in about 10 minutes.
I was not happy after the Bolton loss. Luckily, I was at a wedding and there was free alcohol.
I had a voice message from Hox today saying he didn't want Cook out, but he doubted him. But he said, this is how football changes. He said, I've had a 13-hour shift at work today, and suddenly now he thinks we can win the league. That is football fans in a nutshell.
That sounds like Colin after Doncaster, a statement to the rest of the division.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's loads of games left. We're not halfway through the season yet. There's loads of games.
I put a message in the chat last night, Matt. Do you remember 91-92 when we played Blackburn? We beat them 2-1. I think it was about 3 days after Christmas at Portman Road, right? Yeah. My dad always says this. We were 10 points behind them at that stage of the season. Yeah. In March, it turned around and we were 10 points clear of them. So I agree with you. There's 33 games to go.
You love that season, don't you? It's your favourite.
That's my favourite.
Yeah, it's a good season.
Favourite season. I love it.
I'm half tempted, you know. I'm so desperate to be wrong. I'm half tempted to wear a clown's costume in the summer if we get promoted, because I just want to be wrong. And I want to wear a clown's costume. Coxie, Peter Cox, not cheap. Ben Allen paid £300 for his season ticket. Yes, and don't we hear about it all the time? Mark, he said season was over. I do not forget. People pick on me, but I do not forget.
8 games. 8 games in.
Yeah, Mark Dowling, sick and tired playing teams that weren't even in the Football League when we graced the Premier League. I totally agree with that, Mark. Lee Bayliss, good thing we have that most clubs don't is like-for-like players in every position, and we're going to get better. Absolutely. Matt Stannard, Bailey Clemence's adopted dad is in.
Thanks for the Greg's voucher, by the way, Matt.
That was meant for Bailey, really. Just got the email address wrong.
He didn't mention Bailey Clemence after the other night when Matt Penny had a good game.
No, have you ever had Tottenham cake from Greg's? You had Tottenham cake? It's like sponge with pink icing. It's nice.
Neither of you sort of really took me up on my baker's oven over Greg's opinion in the chat.
We ain't got a baker's oven around.
No one has anymore.
Baker's oven. That's
I do remember
years, isn't it?
Oh mate, I love baker's oven. Me and my dad, favourite times in there. Toasted
tea cake. Did you say the other day that you went to the Wimpy?
I did.
It was epic. Good, yeah.
It was epic. The sausage ring. Oh, the rinder.
There's not many left. There's not many Wimpies left. When did you go there? Did you have breakfast there? Olympic breakfast?
No, I didn't. I shared a chicken select meal with my boy because it was lunchtime. And I took my mum out for dinner. Well, I'd say I took her out. She ended up paying. But anyway, Alex Griffin, we played unbelievably at Pompey away.
Have you paid Matt that 20 quid yet for the train?
Well, Roll this back. I've sent him £1.
Get this. He's apparently sent me £1. He hasn't rocked up yet. He's going to send me the other one when it turns up.
From my PayPal to his mobile nut phone. It should be, it's not my fault it don't rock up, is it? So until it confirms itself, I won't send £19.
Let me just say, Rich paid the next morning.
It did. Then again, you are on the platform that you don't pay a penny for. So I mean, maybe Ben Moore, it was all right, mate. Win tomorrow would make it better. See you tomorrow. Rob Smith, I will pay you, Matt. I pay my debts always, eventually. Rob Smith, have you seen that Family Guy where Stewie and Brian Brian owes Stewie money and he comes out of the bathroom and he's like, "Where's my money, man?" And he beats him up. I'll post it. That's like me and you right now. Black and blue. Back to the capture competition. Brett is saying, look at those players. They've made their testes. Look, they're besties.
Oh, nice. He's
saying, look over there. It's the Talking Town. TT, 20% off. Right. Norwood talking about testes. We have got Cookie. Do you like a little segue there, Crunch? I know you're a big fan of that. Of Norwood. That is not testes. Cookie typed it on. Cookie tight-lipped on Norwood. What is the point of a press conference? So he said, with the greatest respect, I don't want to answer every question about individual players. I don't see that as a press conference, if that's okay. Obviously, all the managers who watch each other's press conferences about teams, squads, etc. I don't mind answering the question about Joe, which is fine, but individual questions about other players, I'm going to shy away from. So, Matt, what is the point of press conferences? Like, what are we doing them for? If we're not doing them to find out things like where's James Norwood?
Cookie's devised his own rules for the press conference. Don't ask me about individual players. That's not a press conference. I think everyone's within their right to ask where Norwood is. When was the last time we actually saw Norwood? I can't even remember.
He came on at Gillingham.
Came on at Gillingham.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. But
He posted some sort of slippers, didn't he, on Instagram the other day?
But his social media account has gone. So that's
on
just
Twitter,
suggests something's going on. So I think the media, be it the BBC Suffolk or the guys at East Anglia or whoever it might be, very free press, I think well within their right to ask where someone who, as Richway says, was a marquee signing a couple of years ago. Why is he in the squad? Yeah, 100%.
Rich,
top scorer a couple of seasons ago. Where is he?
Yeah. Beep says, in other words, Norwood's going. What do you make of it, Beep?
Well, silence is golden, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
You know, with Cook saying nothing, that just sort of, for me, that says, because why doesn't he come out and say, look, James is training well, he's in the squad for tomorrow? All he had to say, wasn't it? Instead by saying nothing, we're just speculating now that he's probably he's going to be off.
We've always said that his spiritual home is probably Tranmere. That's where he scored all his goals, and that's where he probably had more of an affinity with the supporters than he's got at Ipswich. But he's on quite decent wage at Town, which Tranmere wouldn't be able to afford. He'd have to have a big pay cut to go anywhere else.
I think he's out of contract, isn't he, Matt? He's out of contract at the end of the season.
He is.
He's going to go in January. He possibly could go on loan. You know, we might help out with the wages if it was Tranmere or somewhere like that. But like Jason Clayton says there, look, loan if not sold in January. And that's best for all parties, isn't it, really? Let's be fair.
Absolutely.
What is he now, 27, 28?
James Norwood, I can tell you. Hang on, I've got
might be a bit older.
I think he's in his 30s. I think, isn't he 30? Is he 30? I want to say 31, but I might be way short of the mark. But there were so many ways he could have answered that, Cookie. Do you not feel like he could have said, we've got Macaulay Bonfire in, Joe Pickett coming back. You know, he's an important player as James, but there's options. Like, just to say what he said.
Well, maybe that tells you that he's not an important player.
In all due respect, I'm not going to answer every question about what the fuck are we doing it for then? That would have been my response to him. I would have gone, well, what are we doing here? Why am I wasting my time? He's 30, Crunch. And if FM's to be believed, and FM is fairly accurate, $8,000 a week they have him down as a wage, which, you know, that's correct.
From what I'm told, that's correct, because we managed to outbid Hull on wages, and Hull were championship side at that point. So it shows you. So I mean, look, credit to Evans for forking out that wage.
When you look at it, to be fair to him, Matt, when you look at his goal record, I think he's got 22 goals in 44 starts. Decent return, but it's just never worked out. He's never really been 100%. I don't think he was 100% fit in that first season when he came here.
It's never been right since we went to Fleetwood and we won 1-0. Was it the Caden Jackson goal?
Yeah.
Didn't he have a little minor groin operation after that? He's never been right since. Those months leading to that, he was okay. Up to then, it's been patchy, really patchy.
All right. Speaking of Joe Pickett, he is making a return tomorrow. Just briefly, obviously, thoughts with him following his father's passing. But, Rich, how much of a big role can Joe sort of have on the season, particularly with January and Bonn and that big question mark looming over him? Do you feel?
I was reading the Kings of Anglia yesterday that I bought last month, and there's a great article in there about him and his dad, Nod, who was like a massive inspiration, took him to all the games, and when he signed for Town, he was telling it. He's like Colin going on about the 81 team, you know.
Yeah, brilliant.
Number 9 shirt as well, obviously, Paul Mariner. I still think he's got a massive part to play. You know, it's not really worked out to start with at the minute, but we all know what football's like. You know, Macaulay Bond's on fire at the minute. He's got 10 goals, but that might not last forever. He might go through a dry spell, 6 or 7 games. He might be taken out. Pickett comes in. And he'll get his chance. Injury, suspension. But when he gets the chance to, like, hopefully tomorrow, I'd be pretty sure that he'll be on the bench. Let's hope that we get 2 or 3-0 up, we can bring him on for 20 minutes at the end. And wouldn't it be great tomorrow if he could get a goal for his dad? It would be fantastic. It really would.
The thing is, Matt, if QPR was to hook Bond back, and we couldn't afford him, would you be happy running with Joe Pickett first choice striker for the back end of the business end of the campaign?
Yeah. I mean, I've been a little bit critical of him. I was worried that he might, if you don't score goals within your first few appearances, and he had some debatable goals, didn't he? He was given the own goal. He scored a penalty. I started getting Sam Parkin flashbacks. But look, Bond's had a run of games in order to get these goals, hasn't he? So you have to give him a run of games. But I think there's more chance of us signing Bond than him and going back to QPR.
Do you feel?
Yeah, massively.
Well, your mate Ian Holloway said.
I mean, look, in East Anglia, talk about putting a pin in positivity. I mean, that's such a negative story, wasn't it? I know you're all on a high right now, but he could be gone. There's more chance of us signing him than he is going back there. He's what, 4th or 5th in line at QPR?
Well, judging by how Holloway's got his finger on the pulse QPR, what he says I'd probably reverse.
I asked my postman what he thought, and he said he thought no. So I feel like they're both valid opinions, considering neither have got any connection to QPR right now.
Yeah, it's true.
But going back to Piggott, he must have known when he signed that Cook was only going to play one striker, because he's always played that, hasn't he?
But who could have predicted Macaulay Bonne having the campaign he's had? That would have
been
been no conversation.
He said 20 goals, didn't
he? Someone said.
But as a player, you always bet on yourself. And Cook would have sold it to both of them as an open competition, take the chances, and we'll run with the hot hand.
It probably still is. It's just that Macaulay's in front at the moment.
Oh no! If Macaulay Bonne had a hamstring for 3 weeks, he'd come straight back in after 3 weeks. Like no matter what Joe's done, Macaulay's the hot hand, and he's number one.
It depends if he hits like Macaulay's been doing.
You look at that goal the other night, Matt. That's twice this season he's got the Sheffield Wednesday and the one the other night out of nothing, and
goals previously, and goals we haven't scored goals like that for years. Probably poacher goals.
You talk about managers, and Adam Tanner has said this, and you've both said it on the show. So, sometimes a good manager is just a wrong club, wrong time, wrong fit. And that works also for players, Sometimes it can be the right time, the right fit, the right bit of luck. Those 2 goals, for example, he'll probably never get any sort of goals like that again in his career. But sometimes it could just go like that for you.
He's on that streak, isn't he? He's on that streak, Martin. Everything he touches at the minute turns to goals. Because the other night, I said to Callie and Colin, the first half, Bond had hardly touched the ball. Wasn't really in the game. And then he's walking off at half-time. He's got himself a goal out of nothing.
And you wouldn't have seen this from where you were, Rich, but if you watch the highlights back, he kisses the badge in front of the Fratton stand. Yeah.
It's a goal, because he still had quite a lot to do there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let me just say to you, a lone player has kissed the badge. That speaks volumes to me. There's more chance of us signing him than going back to QPR.
Speaking volumes will be coming to town over other options.
I had a message from his uncle, his uncle. Macaulay told him at 9 years old that he would play for Ipswich Town. And I've said before, that's driving him on as well, that he got released when he was 14 years of age because they told him he was too small.
Yeah.
And he's coming back now. And every time he comes on that field, Matt, he's not like a normal lone player. It means so much to him every time he's on there.
We've lacked a kind of we've lacked like a cult hero for ages, haven't we? Like Martin Reusser scored on his debut against Fulham in that 1-0. Yeah. Huge cult hero after that. There's not been many since, and Macaulay's picked up.
He's got that affinity with the fans, hasn't he? Because if he weren't playing, you see the game when he sat in the stand. I think it was a Wimbledon game, and he had his shirt on with Bon 18 on the back. There you go.
I want to start doing a fist pump so he can really wash out the mouth of the previous regime. Colin Plum, Piggott will score. I'd stay behind for that fist pump. Colin Plum, Piggott will score goals in the Mickey Mouse League. Trust me. Go on, Joe. Stephen Parry. See, I feel more confidence calling it the Mickey Mouse League once we're out of it.
You never stayed for the Chambers fist pump.
Fucking did I? No.
Of course he did. You were at Watford away when Chapo scored that last minute winner.
Didn't stay. I can't be the drummer monkey before the game, ripping into somebody being selected yet again because he's dog, and then be doing fist pumps after we've won.
Suddenly get to Luke Chambers. We suddenly get talking about him.
He's so miserable, Martin, isn't he? We've won 2-0. I'm going home.
No, we're outside to the pub.
He was miserable the other night when Colin said we're on the way home. We'd run the fisherman. We'd rung the Mogul. He said, "Who can we ring next?" I said, "Mine." I said, "He won't want to talk at this time of night." There he did. I'm only answering the phone if you broke down.
There was a call about 11:45. Came up rich out of my phone.
We absolutely flew home. It was fucking brilliant.
I said to Colin, unless you're broken down or dying, I'm not going to speak to you till tomorrow. Look, I've got a 90-month-old. 5 a.m. He gets up. It's midnight.
What they eating? You had ham rolls, crisps, Kit Kats.
Yeah.
Right.
I dread to think of those crumbs in that car. No eating in my car. Not allowed. Rules.
Yeah, but you're somebody who left the best bit of lamb, the fat. You two last week.
Yeah, you can go over that, could you?
No,
well, my body is a temple, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, so is mine. Buddhas. Neil Perks. Can't wait to see the boys in just over a week. Ben Moore. I spoke to his uncle or someone who knows him, or someone. If you're going to be his uncle, that Bond loves it here in his own heartbeat. Give him a chance. Fucking brilliant day, Rich says. Colin. Martin Green, great name, Martin. Also spelled correctly with an I.
I'm going to say, Martin, given how sort of, how Ashton works in the transfer market, he's been able to get Bertrand Selena back here from the second tier of French football into the third tier of English football. You have to think that there is a deal in place for Bond. Do you know what? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think it's like, we'll see how he gets on and maybe we can sign him in January. There'll be something in that paperwork, 100%.
I didn't realise, Matt, that Dijon had paid $3 million for Selena just a year ago.
It's a big wedge, isn't it?
Fucking big wedge. And we got him on loan. Yeah.
Coming on 4-0 away at Pompey.
Burns and Bond, what a connection already. Bald and Blue. Fabio Wardley is in the fan zone tomorrow. Hope we deliver a knockout. Yeah. Matt, you can have a picture of his belt if you want.
Nice, like that.
Yeah, I know you're a big boxing fan, particularly a big Fabio Wardley fan. Lee Bayliss, hope you enjoy it. Neil, we're still going for us to win at Plymouth. Neil Perks, no problem, match. Let me know in advance. That's a private conversation in the chat there. Right, tomorrow, both of you now, same team or changes. This is what Paul Cook had to say. I think the 3 games in a week is always a challenge for everyone because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, especially after the way we beat Doncaster and then travelled to Accrington. For me, as a manager, I really enjoyed us on a Tuesday night. You never wanted it to be deemed a Tinkerman in any way, shape or form. Will he put out the same team? What do you think about putting out the same team then? Also, you got Brett Johnson in attendance, a few changes. How do you both see it? Matt, do you want to kick us off on that one?
I mean, unless there's injuries, how can you change that team? You've just won 4-0 at Portsmouth. How can you change it? I mean... But that suggests to me there could be changes because he's talking about these 3 games in a week and he doesn't want burnout. He doesn't want...
Neil Perks, £5 superstar. Hey, look at that. Get in, Neil. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Love it.
Shout out the Southwest. That to me suggests there could be a change in there just because of the volume of games. But on paper, how would you want to change it when they've won so convincingly?
It's true. How would you change it though, Matt? If you think there's going to be changes there in the sense of he's saying what he's saying...
Well, I think the guys are saying it in the chat there. You bring Wes Burns in against his former club, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing.
Monty asked Cruncher, is Coulson fit? I know you're the ITK on Coulson. What are you saying?
He's fit, but he's not in the squad tomorrow. He's training in the morning.
Happy days. All right, Cruncher. How would you change it for tomorrow?
I've got one change tomorrow. Edwards out, and look, Wes Burns at home. He's been absolutely ripping it up, hasn't he? He's had fullbacks on toast. He's been laying the ball into Bond for more than 2 or 3 goals. Against his former club tomorrow as well, I would 100% be starting him. And Aluko, can he do 3 games in a week? I would say...
Keep scoring, though. He's got 3 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, I would play him. Where did I see? I think it was on the highlights on the EFL. They actually called him, what do you call him, Matt? Shawnee Aluko.
I mean, this Sunday thing. Shawnee. His name's Shawnee. I don't know what
but he's proving, isn't he? Look at the Newport game that you didn't attend because you were stuck in traffic, apparently. We were there, weren't we, Mike?
Apparently.
He was way off the mark, wasn't he? We commented that night. It was a very, very poor debut. But he's proved now. They've got him on that training ground. And I think we did say when he signed, a lot of people were saying, why have we signed him? We do need to remember that it wasn't that long ago. He was going for 7 million.
And in the Premier League. For Hull.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's proved now he's got fit. I didn't think he had the best game the other night. He got himself a goal and 3 goals in 2 games. He has to play. He has to play. But yeah, Burns for Edwards. That is the only change because Edwards has done quite well so far, hasn't he? But there's no end products at the minute.
What's Rob Smith talking about?
Keep thinking Matt Fitz is holding his right arm up with a mutilated hand.
I'd like to see Edwards at home. I think that's where you're going to get the best of him. The crowd behind him, 20,000, wherever it's going to be. Tricky winger, running at defence. You're going to see the best of Edwards at Portman Road, I think.
This is like a Sunday afternoon discussion. Are we taking the Lamborghini or the Ferrari up for us?
Yeah, a little bit. It's the abundance
of
options. It's the abundance of options. Yeah.
Like last year, it was. Does Aaron Drennan come in to replace Ollie Hawkins? Like we're suddenly, do we take the?
We need Ben Adams car analogies because he had quite a lot, didn't he, last year?
Yeah, he did. It's just wonderful to have this conversation. You know, anywhere in the team, you could be talking about like Heavens for Harper or Fraser coming in for Chaplin. Like Fraser, the best League One number 10 in the last 24 months.
But it needs to be that team that can get us out free. We have to have the back-to-back wins. I don't think Cook's had back-to-back wins in the league, has he?
Well, no, they're trying to dress up the Gillingham game, aren't they, as a back-to-back win, but I'm not having that.
Okay, in all competitions he has, but in terms of league, the fact is he hasn't. And that will make the week really good, won't it? An away draw, an away win, a home win.
He's got to, in my book. I said 12 points from these next 5. He's got to. He's got to because I want the 12. But, you know, and I know what you're saying, but if you don't win tomorrow, if you draw 1-1 or lose 1-0, Portsmouth might have been just an irrelevant game.
Considering Fleetwood's position, where they're just outside relegation zone, they've lost to Charlton at home in recent couple of weeks. Yeah, who've just lost their manager. Adkins has been sacked. Yeah. It tells you everything about their confidence. Lost to Burton last week, I think it was. Yeah. 1-0.
And I get, Rich, that you're going to tell me in a minute. Yeah, but it's it's League One. Anyone can beat anyone. You've got to turn up. You can't just say we're Ipswich, they're Fleetwood. But that's the whole part of the package of a manager and a team. You've got to be professional, and champions are professional. Like Tyson Fury didn't walk into Deontay Wilder last week and say, well, you've got to beat me, I've beaten you twice. He walked in there professional, had a plan, and rose to the occasion. That's what champions do, Rich. You've got to do it. Well,
look, Matt's a big boxing fan, and you just have to look how AJ approached that first fight when he fought Ruiz.
There you go.
You know, he thought he just had to rock up. He thought he was going to rock up.
Is that Charlie?
Charlie, you must have the best ever League One squad I've ever seen. And that's the problem, I feel, Rich. Sometimes the players themselves think their own shit don't stink. And they turn up to games like tomorrow and they think, we've got to grace the field.
We had that problem at Accrington, I think. We've won 6-0. We've turned up at Accrington, the non-league ground, the non-league vibe. We've been done 2-1. But I mean, it's a different story at Portman Road, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I was exactly going to say that. You know, you've got your home comforts tomorrow, sleeping in
the
your
owner.
Rock up there. I can't see anything other than Town win tomorrow.
Love it.
Let's hope it's another really big win as well. I mean, there's not many teams that have stuck in a 6-0 at home and a 4-0 away this season in 13 games. Let's hope we can do something similar again.
Monty asks, thoughts on Matt Penny as Coulson's not fit. So, Matt, thoughts on Penny from the pair of you? Who wants to kick us off on that one?
I do feel like, some of the crosses Penny's put in do remind me of Cresswell a little bit, where he kind of whips it into that kind of between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. But part of me also feels like, once Coulson is back fit, ready to go, he's nailed on. He's nailed on for the left back spot, and then Coulson.
Ben Moore, Rich, 4 for Penny. Is he a bit higher than that for you?
I thought he was. What's that? Oh, Clements, that is all. I thought he had a decent game the other night. I didn't really notice him, Penny. No. I thought he was solid. But we do have to realise, Coulson, he probably does come in. Matt Penny is actually our player.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So, but we want the best player playing.
Matt Penny for me is like that $6.99 bottle of wine you buy from a supermarket. You're not quite sure about it for the first few sips, but over time it grows on you, and it can become a bit of a favourite. Because I wasn't high on him, didn't like him.
You can get some good wine for $6.99.
Well, you probably can, but I'm more of a high class guy. But I've got to get the jabs in where I can. Get that little reach in. But no, he's growing on me, is what I'm saying there. I think he's growing on me, and I've always said you can't you won't not get promoted because of a left back. Like,
Well, yeah, but he's a bit of a Toto, isn't he? In that he can look quite solid for one part of the game,
yeah,
and then he gives the ball away really, really cheaply, and that's just frustrating
which
at
is
this
what
level.
Jay from Wednesday podcast in the summer
Yeah.
said. He said he's great going forward, but defensively can be a bit
Probably
lapsadaisical.
left wing
Don't you
back,
think
really.
don't you think that's fullbacks in general now? A lot of the time they are. They want to get forward more than do the defensive duties, don't they?
Yeah, look at
They
Janoy.
do.
Been giving it the old step overs.
Yes. Janoy, the two assists, Janoy. Chris Robinson, Fleetwood have decent form away from home. We must do more than just turn up to win. Monty, lads, I think things are looking up for us after a shaky start. Callum Camps, one to watch. Yeah, good player, Camps. Jason Clay, been a good standing for Coulson, and Neil Perks, JD and Burns on the right. Don't forget, Neil Perks was a guest on our away day video this week with Amy Downs. I was busy cooking dinner at the time. So Amy took it with Neil, a really good show. The Portsmouth recap and Plymouth.
But let's face it, their best player is playing for us.
He is, yes.
That shows you the gulf. That shows you the gulf between the teams, doesn't it?
Yeah,
We cherry
absolutely.
picked their best player. Now he's playing for us. It should be 3 points nailed on tomorrow. No excuses.
Give me a score prediction then, ladies and gentlemen. What is your score prediction for tomorrow?
Well, we hit 3 against them last season. I reckon we'll do it again. 3-0. I'm going to say 3-0.
3-0. Okay.
Comfortable.
Well,
Comfortable.
Love it. Richard Moss.
Look, it's good. The atmosphere is going to be bouncing tomorrow. We've just beaten. Well, we've slapped Pompey away. Brett Johnson's going to be in attendance tomorrow. Let's show him how good an atmosphere we can create tomorrow. And I just think I'll go 2-0. Solid 2-0 victory. Another clean sheet. Another 3 points. Top half of the table. Yeah. And then we look ahead to 2 pretty tough games. Plymouth and Wickham away. They're 2 hard games coming up.
They look tough on paper, but are Plymouth, playing above themselves right now? Are they punching a little bit?
Did you see that goal the other night? Did you see the third goal, Matt, they scored in the rain?
How was that game not abandoned?
Well, it was only, I think, about the last 15 minutes. You had a massive downpour.
That game
if you were winning 2-0, and you were a Plymouth fan and they abandoned the game, you would be spitting feathers.
Well, that's tough.
There's no doubt that game should have been abandoned.
You've got to, Rich, you're a referee. That ball's got to run freely. Yeah. That's the rule. Yeah. You've got to roll the ball. If it runs freely, you play. If it doesn't, you can't play.
We can go back to the Stowe game when Roy Keane was in charge and we were winning 3-0 at half time, and that game should have been abandoned.
The ball was rolling.
But it was, yeah. You couldn't see the lines, but the ball was rolling.
Lots of lines.
4-0 Roy Clark. 4-3 says Jason Clayton in overtime for Brett. 3-2 says Blue Boy. 3-4 says Neil Perks. 3-0. 3-4 or 5-0 from Lee Bayliss. Penny is growing on me, says Ben Moore. I'll give him a 6 now, but he needs support from midfield.
Before I go, and has anybody seen the Yeovil penalty on Twitter?
Yes.
With the copper.
The steward. It's a steward, isn't it?
I've seen it, yeah.
We'll play that Sunday or something.
That reminded me, Matt, of a Mark Brennan penalty. I don't know if you heard that game. They played Derby County. And Mark Brennan took a penalty at the Churchman's End.
Oh, would have been in that game.
Slapped it so far wide. It was unbelievable. I think I was about 11 at the time.
Kevin Wilson playing for was Kevin Wilson playing for Derby?
Kevin Wilson.
Was it that game?
He left town then for Chelsea, maybe.
Maybe. That's Kevin Wilson. What a great moustache.
Don't know who you're talking about, but I'll trust their.
We'll have him on here one day. I'll get him on here one day. Don't worry.
Yeah.
One of mine and Matt's favourite players.
We are back tomorrow at 1:55. I will be doing it from home, but these two hopefully will be joining me from the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue, as will all of you. So if you are going to the game,
in the car.
Head to the statue. Community will be meeting up as always. It's good to get together.
Because it will be better sound quality and I'll be able to hear everyone.
You can do what you like, but the statue, I don't know, 1:30 sort of time, I suppose.
We can do what we want tomorrow. Martin's not about.
Yes, you can. But it'd be good to see you all getting together. I want to see pictures of it because it's nice to see the community get together on match days and make a thing of it. 3-0 Colin Plum.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, yes. Friends. Have fun with friends. Hey, don't diss Tumble. He's king.
Wouldn't leave my kids with him. No chance.
And Aunt Polly can rap. Oh, before I go, obviously I've got the last 5 with Fleetwood. They don't really mean much. There wasn't 5. There's 4. We've only played them 4 times. Can you believe that? This is the 5th time of playing them.
It's unbelievable we're actually playing them, isn't it, really? Let's be honest, because a few years ago we were thinking, Fleetwood? Who?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
I hope Colin has a great day tomorrow. I truly do. Do not forget our FIFA 22 giveaway. Do not forget our prediction league. Links in the chat. Do not forget
Come
to
on,
support
Matt.
us
See if
on
you can get off
Ko-Fi.
the mark this week. Come on.
I'm trying.
Yes.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best here.
Do one or two things, Matt. Get yourself off the mark or get yourself on this list here at the monthly supporters list on Ko-Fi. Do one or two things.
No, he has to put his hand in his pocket. Don't be silly.
Oh, I know how tough that can be. Trust me.
You won't get, if I do that, you won't get your Christmas presents.
Where are you flying from, Matt? Anyway, where are you flying from?
Stansted to Glasgow. It's really early as well. I've got to get up at like 5 a.m. I'm going to be on your time here, Rich.
Nah,
Monday.
I'll give you a little tinkle, mate.
Yeah. Make sure we're up. Yeah.
Just drive. Anyway, back tomorrow, 1:55. You can watch us and you can listen to us in the car. Matt Stannard is the king at doing that. He will help you out with that. Ryan was, come on, Ipswich, let's keep climbing the table. Stephen Parry, well, if we get 3-1 with that team last season, we can get better this year. Enjoy the game tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow at 1:55.
Big shout out, Eric Plum. Big shout out, Eric Plum.
Yes, Eric Plum. Absolutely. That is the Cruncher. That is the Media Mogul. I am the Gov. This is an FCA presentation of Talking Town. See you tomorrow and then see you Sunday in Fans React.